Hello gamers, it is Mew. Welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be doing an art telephone. Basically, if you've ever done the telephone game, imagine that, but it's with art. People have to memorize a character and or art piece, and they have to try to recreate it to the best of their ability. This video's been in the works since like July or August of 2025, and I'm recording this in mid-December, and it's probably not going to come out until like late January. I am so sorry. Long story short, was making pretty good progress, and then one of the participants, I think they just got busy with life, so they never finished theirs. So but in like what was it, like December and stuff, I finally finished this all up, so hooray. Or not, I finished all this up. I finally got everyone that said they would participate, finally got all their pieces in. Hooray! Oh, also, I should probably say the rules. The rules for this challenge I gave was nothing too crazy, just like, what is it? What am I trying to say? I gave everyone I gave everyone a minute to just like memorize the drawing. I let them write notes. I wasn't gonna be too mean. It could be like visual or written, but they can't just like, just copy or like screenshot or like just color pick. So, they had a minute to memorize, and then I would delete it and just be like, okay, go. And then they would try their best to recreate it. So I feel like with art telephones, these usually work with very complicated and messy character designs, which I feel I lean more towards more simplified character designs. That's not to say I don't put any kind of extra details, but that's not what most my OCs have. But there were a few contenders, but ultimately I decided to pick Marisol. She is a very complicated mermaid lady. She's got like these like triangles patternings on her shirt. She's got this headdress. She's got stripes on her tail, and she's also got a bunch of little beads. And also they're beads, by the way. It's jewelry. I think with like the on the head, it kind of looks more like scales, but that's not what I'm going for. Um, she is a mermaid that's like I think it's like a whale shark or something. So yeah. Anyway, I'm gonna try to be good with pronouns. I did kind of lose one of the participants' like information. Unfortunately, their Instagram kind of just disappeared. So, um, you know, I'm sorry in advance to that person. They're subscribed. I lost their Instagram. They got a new Instagram, but I forget which one it was. So, um. Oops. Yeah, I lost all their fucking information. Um, I'll figure it out. Okay. So, I'm not gonna spend too much time on the starting off piece because, it's Marisol, but I just put her in like a cute energetic stuff with spirits. Hold on, I lost your pronouns again. Pronouns z, it, none, they. Okay. So, spirit. They've been a mutual of mine for not a long time. Probably like 2 years at maximum. I like its style. It's very cool and stuff. Um, and they did this like really fast. I was on vacation when I started like sending this out and like putting this like organizing all this. So, but yeah. Hold on. They gave me notes. Where are their notes? They gave me notes on like what they did. So, they told me they said I thought I made them look too feminine because I couldn't remember entirely if they were more feminine or mask, but they just continued. And they did random color placements for the hat because they kind of forgot. And they added in lipstick glass because they kind of also vaguely remembered. But yeah, this was pretty damn close to Marisol, and I was like, fuck, is this not gonna be a very interesting video? But let's go over the changes. Marisol lost the white underbelly. Her ear fins went first, and so did a lot of her jewelry, like her head jewelry stuff, the necklace, her bead chain thing. It was very sad. Rest in peace. By the way, I'm not like angry about this. I know like that's the name of the game. Stuff will be forgotten or like misremembered and stuff, but you know. Colors also became kind of muted. And the like Spirit said, the stripes of the hat are not off, but it kind of turned into more of a bucket hat, which that's a really cute interpretation, actually. I can totally see how someone would think it's like a bucket hat. And also the eye color is now more of a light blue. Yeah, that's about it. Also, not everyone was able to give me a speed paint, so, I apologize in advance. But Spirit was able to give me one, so hooray! Okay. Next up, Wackinator! I have to find, where the fuck is Wackinator? Hold on, I'm like trying to, Wackinator. Where the fuck? Okay. Okay, I thought they gave me a little script thingy. But it's in the ether, or I don't know. I misremembered. Okay, Wackinator. What the hell are your pronouns? I'm sorry. I'm gonna forget everyone's pronouns. I'm so sorry. She, her. Okay. Wackinator, also known as Camille, but I don't know. That feels weird for me to be like, Camille. But Wackinator has like a very cute, chibi, like very simplified style. It kind of reminds me of like Western animation, because I feel like Western animation, their tendency is to be like noodly limbs, very simplified, very cute. She looks kind of tiny, but like it's endearing. It's endearing. I promise. So what's changed between Spirit and Wackinator's art? Wackinator removed the skirt. It's kind of looking more like wings. And also Wackinator added in some yellow. The shirt has yellow triangles, and it's only like one thing of triangles. And the shirt is also purple, and it's also kind of off the shoulder now too. The still has the stripes, but the colors changed. The eyes are now green, which is also like significant, and the hair is kind of like a purpley blue, and the bangs also kind of changed. It's kind of like sort of like a widow's peak. She still got her bracelets, but they're now white. Kind of look like pearls now. And the hat is still kind of a bucket hat, but we lost the tassels. What else? And the pose is like it's not pointing anymore. It's like holding out a hand. But yeah, I was like, oh, we're starting to shift a little bit more. And next up is Kit. Hi, Kit. I miss you, Kit. I miss Kit. Sorry, that was for Kit, everybody, if you couldn't already tell. Okay, pronouns it, they. Kit is one of my friends. I saw them in Canada. Okay. They were not able to give me a speed paint, so I'm gonna try to make this section quick, just so it's not gonna get too boring. But, okay. The colors got kind of dulled. The hair is, like, curly, still kind of like what Wackinator was going for. But it's now purple. The colors of the bucket hat also changed. The shirt is back to blue now, but it also lost the triangles. But it's got like a dark purple stripe, a white stripe, and then a lighter purple stripe. The little wing, well, with Wackinator, it kind of looked like wings, but it also kind of looked like a very tiny skirt. if that was a skirt on a real person, that would not cover shit. But Kit kind of made it look more like wings. We also lost the belt, but it's got like a little cute little circle thing in the middle. Color of the tail changed again. It's like a dark bluish gray. And the eye shape is like more rectangular. And she also has bottom lashes. And the eye color is blue now. Kit still kind of similar to what Camille was going for, but her head is kind of more facing front view, and the tail is not moving upwards. It's more kind of pointing downwards. So yeah, this was Kit. Also, Kit's commissions are open. Oh yeah, also since we are doing this, I mean, of course I'll be shouting out everyone who participated. Are spirits commissions open right now? Hold on. Should I probably script my videos better? Probably, but I think some people also like this more like just going crazy sort of thing. I think spirits commissions are also open. Okay. Next, okay, this is luxxlight, who is the one I lost their Instagram account, so I can only find and remember their casting call. I know they have other social media that they're on. I can't remember. I just can't remember where else they're like online. So I'm so sorry. I'm gonna use they them, and if that's incorrect, I apologize, Lux. Or Lux like okay, so they were very quick. Okay, what changed? The skin color is like eerily similar to Kit's. The hair, it kind of got longer, I think. It's still very curly, still kind of got the widow's peak going on. The eyes are now yellow, and they're kind of more upturned compared to Kit's downturned art style. And the shirt also changed significantly. It's got like this it's like a V-neck, and it's also got white trim with like fancy white little ruffles. And then also, it's also still got the necklace or the bracelets, but there's, instead of just like two, it's like got this sort of, I don't know how to explain that, but instead of two bracelets, there's three. And one of them is kind of crooked, but it's really cute. Still got the little yellow gem, but the wings are really looking like wings. Looks more like she's gonna fly. And then she's also kind of got this little sheer skirt, I think. And tail changed a little bit, but nothing too crazy. And this pose also, I'd say it's pretty similar to Kit's, but it's got more perspective. The left hand is kind of outstretched, and the tail is kind of curling upwards, kind of making like a circle. So, yeah. Looks like if you're watching this, please tell me how I can update your information, because I can only find your casting call. I can't find anything else. I'm sorry. Okay. Next up, I think this was Daydreamer Lou. Where are you? Where are you? Hold on. I gotta find Daydreamer. Okay, Daydreamer Lou. Okay. Alright, so this was a very significant pose change. So she's kind of looking off to the side now. She looks more like, kind of angry, but like wistful, I guess. I don't know. And she's kind of looks more like she's sitting, except she's not actually sitting on anything. But that's the best way I can think to describe it. And she's also got scales on her tummy, that's so cute. Her shirt is now kind of more off the shoulders. It's got white ruffles. She's still got yellow eyes, but it's very muted. And the wings are also literal wings, but like they're like curving around her, which is really cute. She has a belt again. Hooray! It's white, and you can still see the little sliver, the little peak of the yellow gem. And she's also still got the similar stripes on the tail. So, yeah. Oh yeah, and she regained her ear fins. They're very different from the ones I originally gave Marisol in the original design. But, you know, they're still very cute. Next up... Wait, what did Daydreamer do? I don't know what your pronouns are. Their Discord pronouns just say hee hee ha ha. I don't know if that's correct. Hold on, actually. I'm in a little something called a Discord server with them. So... Are their commissions open? Their commissions might be open. Okay, Lou's pronouns are she, her. Her commissions may or may not be open. Last time she posted that her commissions were open were in like July, so. Okay. And this was kind of the part where, like, not much was happening for a while. But in, like, November, October, I want to say, I did kind of finally was able to start stuff. Wow, what a great way to explain things. Okay. Next one was bones.jpg, I think. Where are you? Get over here. There we go. Okay. And, okay. I don't know what your pronouns are, but their username is Alex. Okay. They were not able to get me a speed paint for this one. Anyways. Well, they didn't have a speed paint, but they did kind of give me their sketch process. So, is there anything significant? Let me read you this script a little bit. I made my first sketch while looking at the initial image. I drew anything I thought important and noted the color scheme. The second sketch was just to clean things up a little while it was still fresh in my mind. Once I had that down, I started sketching out the drawing properly. I got very confused over the wing placement. I remembered the right wing going under her arm and behind her tail, and I remember seeing more of it than that. I know I still haven't done it right, but that was the best I could do with the limited memory I have. I'm also fairly certain I haven't made her angry enough. I've never been the best at drawing strong expressions. Halfway through coloring, I took a break and ended up not being able to work on it for just over a week. Once I came back to it, I couldn't remember a thing. So I'm really hoping my primary notes were enough to keep the color scheme mostly accurate. I know there's something wrong with the top hair / colors, but I can't work that out. Alright, so let's see what changed. Her skin is kind of darker, it's more richer, more brown. It's still pretty similar, sorta, to the first one. So she's still kind of in a sitting pose, still kind of looking off to the side, but it's more like a quarter view rather than like a side view. The eyes are still yellow. Hair became more purple. It's not as curly anymore. She still got her like fin ears, but they're more skin colored. In Lou's one, it's more blue. It's like blue on the outside, sort of yellow on the inside. Similar shirt, but the ruffles are like not as apparent, and also the ruffles are now on the sleeves, and also she's got white trim. The mermaid tail has more of a fade, which that's really cool. The mermaid tail also became purple, but still has the stripes. They've still persisted all this time. And the wings, she's still got the wings. What else? Does she have freckles? She has freckles. I just noticed that. That's cool. Okay. And the last one of the other people that joined in. I feel this was kind of the one that changed things up the most. Okay. So, next up is Dakota Amelia. She's a storytime animator here on YouTube. And she also has her commissions open. So, this was probably I feel like this was like the biggest one, the one that changed the most. Pose is very different. It looks like she's actually sitting on something, but like this time it feels like she is actually sitting on something, not just like looks like she's sitting on something. Even though she doesn't look like she's sitting on something. Does that make sense? I don't know. um and also this and the one from Alex also had shading, which was optional by the way. Okay, I just realized while recording that Dakota was the only one to give me a little voiceover. So actually, let me let Dakota take it away.
Hey everyone, my name's Dakota, and I'm a storytime animator on YouTube, and I'm also a mutual with mewkitten on Instagram. I was really happy whenever they DM'd me asking if I wanted to join this telephone collab, because I had never heard of some kind of art project using the game telephone. I mean, it was just really different, and I really loved that I was asked to be a part of it. I finished it in one day. I was super proud of how it turned out, and I honestly couldn't even believe that I finished it in one day because I fully intended on taking like 3 days to perfect it and make sure that it was good, but I was actually really happy with how it turned out. The design that you can see it's a mermaid, at least I hope you can tell that from my sketch, but you can see right here that I struggled really bad with the eyes, and Ibis Paint only records whenever you're actually drawing or erasing something. So this weird, long, awkward freeze is just because I kept hitting the undo button because it just didn't turn out the way that I wanted. So I just opted to have her look to the side instead. You can see that I drew stars on her face, and that's because I really wanted her to have some sort of freckles. So whenever it came to the coloring, I decided to give her bioluminescent freckles. At least that's what I was going for anyway. But in the end, I was actually really happy with the line art and the pose. It's just, I was a little disappointed with how the tail anatomy kind of turned out. I feel like towards the end of her tail, not only does that not look the best, but in the second bend of her tail, I guess where like your knees would be, I don't really think I hit the mark for that. I just don't think it really was that great. But regardless, I did my best. So whenever it comes to the rules, you were actually able to jot down a few notes if you needed it, and I wrote down as many as I could, especially remembering that she had the freckles, but you were also allowed to put your own spin on it. So whenever I was coloring her skin in, I really wanted to give her some kind of beauty marks, and that's why whenever you get to it, I colored in a nice little swirl on her shoulder, because, I don't know, I love beauty marks, and I just love giving characters beauty marks. As you can see in her design, she actually had these kind of tiger shark stripes, and unfortunately I had to correct it because I drew it with the wrong color, because of course I did. I just loved her design overall because I felt like it was at the same point unique while also keeping a simplistic style that I really love and appreciate. And as you can see, whenever I'm coloring here, I decided to use gradient for whatever reason, even though I gave that kind of shading technique up like years ago. So I corrected that later, but I normally only use cartoon-esque shading now, so later on I'm going to go in and fix that in the speed paint. But I really loved making her eyes very vibrant, very yellow. I felt like it made the entire thing pop, considering the rest of her color scheme was purple, and I don't know, it just really pulled together well. And whenever it came to her skin transitioning into the scales, I really wanted to make a nice transition with it. I'm not entirely sure if I met the mark with that one, so y'all feel free to let me know if I did or didn't. But ultimately, I think it still turned out as good as it could have. Obviously, with it being an art telephone game, I was able to see the art of this OC before I started mine. And with the rules, I was able to jot down notes. Yet somehow, despite looking at those notes and going based off of memory, I somehow still managed to forget the little angel wings that they had at like the beginning of their tail, and I had to embarrassingly go back and go and fix the line art and go and recolor that and then go and move my watermark, and I was just like really frustrated with myself because I managed to forget that. But ultimately, I really loved the experience, and I thought that it was really fun and a really cool idea, and I just love joining in other collabs with other artists. So I just have to really say thank you for including me and my art in this project.
Thank you, Dakota. Thank you for explaining. Okay, I will explain what changed. So, Still gotten off the shoulder top, but she kind of lost the sleeves. The trim kind of looks more like fluffy, kind of like clouds. She's also got freckles, kind of like looks like stars, and then she also has this really cute like shoulder tattoo. The color at the top is like a darker purple, but still light almost. The hair, it's kind of more like side bangs. It's like a fluffy pink. And she also has like pronounced pink like eyelashes. And her ears are sharp with what is that on the edge? I think that's just shading. I think, yeah. Tail is still purple with the stripes. But now the fins at the end, I think those are fins. They became pink. And she's also still got the little wings. Yeah, okay, that's all I have to say for Dakotas. Thank you, Dakota. And then I decided, whenever I finally finished this, I would draw at the end. I would get a chance to sort of participate in the challenge. And now you might think, well, Mew, you're the one that, like, made this challenge. Wouldn't you, like, I don't know, remember your OC? And, like, yeah, I do kind of remember my OC, what she looks like. Not off the top of my head, but I was going, I played the same rules as everyone else, I, um, I had to take a minute to memorize, and I wrote down on my notes. I did accidentally see a bit of, like, while I was drawing, I saw a little bit of what Dakota's art before. I don't know, I think she had asked me, like, a question, so, I cheated, but not on purpose. It was by accident, okay? It was by accident. I remembered the pink, but I made the pink very dusty compared to Dakota's, and I remembered the yellow eyes, but I couldn't remember, like, what was going on in the eyes exactly, so I kind of just gave her, like, pink eyes with shines, just to have a little fun with this. And I also made her, like, I changed the eyelashes, still kind of like the pronounced pink eyelashes, but like I changed like the eye shape a little bit. And I gave her back the fin ears. I miss the fin ears, guys. Like the original ones. I mean, that's not to say the people that gave her the other type of fin ears, like those were cute too. But I missed her original fin ears. She still got the off the shoulder top, but I put in like the sleeves sorta, and I saw it as fur the way Dakota did it, so I gave her fur. I also added back in the gem. I couldn't exactly remember if it was in there by then, but I did that. But I also added the wings. It seems like I remembered her tail being black, which is not correct, but and then I put in the stripes, and then also I did the pink fin ends thingy. And then after I was finished, I looked and I'm like, fuck, I forgot the fade of the scales, which was like, that's one of my favorite parts of the, like, this challenge. Like that's a cute idea. The wings are a cute idea. The little gem in the middle is cute. Honestly, might incorporate some of these things into Marisol's actual design. But also, I feel this is a pretty good exercise just to see, like what's clutter and what, like, remains in people's minds. And to me, it seems people remember that she is a girl with a stripy tail. She's got short hair, curly. Yeah, most of these were still, like, pretty curly. And she's got, like a crop top shirt. Yeah, those were the parts that people remembered the most. But man, it was wild seeing Marisol just, like, change. Honestly, all of these are very cute though. I part of me is kind of tempted to draw all of these mermaids all together. Anyway, sorry, my throat was getting a little dry. I had to eat an orange for like a minute. Anyway, before I go, let's give a quick shout out again to everyone who participated. Spirit, who might have commissions open, Wackinator, Kit, who usually goes by, like, they have like a few different usernames they usually go by, but It's usually Mako Mortis or Serial Sharky online. Their commissions are open too. I have to find luxxlight's info again. Daydreamer Lou, whose commissions may or may not be open. I don't think Alex has commissions open either. But Dakota's commissions are open as well. So if you liked anyone's art, please check them out on their socials and also consider commissioning them. Everyone's art is so pretty. It's so much fun working with everyone. Even though this took so long, I'm so grateful for everyone's patience, especially Dakota, because when I started this again, it was like July or August, and then finally, I think I only contacted them again like what was it? Like fucking it was God. Hold on. What? Yeah, it was December when I finally contacted them and I'm like, "Oh my God, I'm so sorry." But yeah, please check everyone out because everyone did so good and I love their art and this was so much fun. I would love to do more collaborative stuff like this in the future, but I got so many YouTube videos that I gotta work on, so I do not know when or if I'll be able to do this anytime soon. By this, I mean like a collaborative type of video, but the art telephone was fun. Maybe I would do that again in the future, but I think I would have to shelve that for another time. Because I just did this. I don't think people will want this like 2 times in a row. Though this took so long, I don't think I could do this like this would not be a video that comes out right after this. But yeah, I have like quite a few videos that I could be working on, so also reminder, I do have a forum in my description to that where you can suggest future video ideas, so you can always fill that out if you have suggestions for collaborative video ideas or just any kind of video ideas in general. But I think that's gonna be about it for today. Thank you again to everyone that participated. Please go check them out and commission them if their commissions are open. That is all from me. Bye!